Well, hello everybody and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to make a crustless quiche. So this is going to be a quiche with no pastry basically. And I'm going to use some ham in mine, some spring onion, some chives, some red pepper and of course the eggs and cheese. Very, very simple recipe, and I'm going to do the quiche in this pie dish, which is about 9 inches in diameter. You can do it in other types of dishes. You can do it in maybe a 9-inch frying pan, which is oven safe. And I've started off by preheating my oven to 190 degrees Celsius, 170 Celsius with a fan, 375 Fahrenheit. And I'll go on to the ingredients. So for this, I have in this bowl here 9 medium eggs, which I have just lightly beaten. That would be large eggs in the USA, and you could use large eggs in the UK if you wanted to. The weight of my eggs out of the shell was 440 grams, which is just under a pound in weight basically. So that's the eggs, and I should say with my ingredients here you can vary these ingredients to your own particular taste. You can add different things in, you can add more of something and less of something else. The important thing of course is that you have sufficient egg in the mixture so that it all cooks and melds together. So that was my eggs. I have 120 grams, which is 4 1/4 ounces of cheddar cheese, which I have grated. 120 grams, 4 1/4 ounces of ham, which I have just chopped. And this is thin slices of ham. I have about 50 grams of red pepper, which is slightly about 2 ounces, let's say, which I have diced quite finely. I have 4 spring onions, or scallions they may be known as, and that worked out once I'd sliced them at 5 tablespoons. I have 3 tablespoons of chives, which I have chopped quite finely. Then I have 2 cloves of garlic, which is about 2 teaspoons, which I have minced. I grated them with my micro plane grater. I have 1 1/2 grams, a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. I have less than that, 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper, and I'm using white pepper. So that's all the ingredients. And what I'm going to do to start off with is I'm going to basically put my cheese into a larger bowl, and I'm going to add in the pepper and the ham and the chives and the spring onions, and I'm just going to use a fork to toss those around a little bit to get those combined. It's not too important because you can mix them a little bit once they're in the egg mixture, but it just gets them distributed a little bit. And that's good like that. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour, oh, I forgot to mention I have 45 millilitres, 3 tablespoons of double cream, heavy cream. You can use any cream basically. You could use whole milk as well if you don't have cream. I'm going to put that in to my eggs, and at this stage I'm going to add in my garlic and the pepper and the salt. I'm just going to give those a little bit of a whisk. I'm not going to whisk them very much. I don't want to get too much air into the egg mixture, simply because as it cooks, that would make the eggs rise up quite a lot, and then once as it cools down, they just sink down again. So I've just whisked them enough to get them mixed together, and then I'm going to pour in all my other ingredients that I've mixed together. And as I said, you can mix and match with your ingredients. You could use some chopped parsley, you could use some sun-dried tomatoes and things like that if you wanted to. Whatever you want to put into your quiche you can do, basically. So with that, like that, all mixed together, I'm simply going to pour that into my buttered pan. And then I'm going to distribute the mound of ingredients, just like that. And that's then going to go into the oven. I'm going to bake that for, I think, 25 to 30 minutes. I'll keep an eye on it, and if it's browning too much on the top, I will cover it with some aluminium foil. But I'm going to bake it until I can see that it's set and just a little bit wobbly in the middle. And that will tell me that it's just about done, because then as it cools down, that middle will set up as well. So then once I've achieved that stage, I'll take it out of the oven and allow it to cool down for about 10 minutes. Then I'll come back and we'll have a taste of it. I baked my crustless quiche for 25 minutes and it did rise as I said it would, and it was just about set in the middle. So I took it out of the oven and left it to cool down for about 10 minutes, and I've now transferred it to a plate. So this is what it looks like, and it's baked up and it's coloured nicely on the top, and it's set quite nicely. So I'll have a taste of this piece. Very, very good indeed. I get the garlic and the cheese, and I bit into a little piece of that red pepper, which gives it that lovely sweetness as well, and the ham. The spring onion and the chives just add that extra little bit of flavour. If you don't have spring onions and you don't have chives, you could finely chop an onion or some shallots and add those in instead. So this is a very simple recipe. It doesn't take very long at all, and it makes a very nice meal, whether served hot, warm or cold, with some salad or with some French fries, chips, something like that. So I hope you've enjoyed the recipe, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that you can click on, and that will take you to a link for the recipe, and I'll put a link below the video as well. And I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.